What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Film Fan Club. My name is Sam Carrico, and I just wanted to do this little editorial real quick because I realized that some people still don't quite understand where comic book superheroes lie with their current studio rights situations. It's a little bit messy, so I'll get into that real quick. Let's start with the big one. The big one, of course, is Disney Pictures. Walt Disney Pictures, they have the treasure trove. They have the Avengers. They have the Guardians of the Galaxy. They have anything that's related to those titles because let's give you a little bit of history. About 20 years back, Marvel Entertainment, before they had Marvel Studios and before they made their own movies, they were going bankrupt. Comic books were very scarce. Not many people bought them. And so what they did was they sold a lot of their major properties, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, etc., the Hulk, to all these various studios, which is why right now, as it stands, the Avengers, which is what they still have, Marvel proper, Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios, they still have those characters, the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. They're allowed to use those. The other characters, however, for instance, they sold the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, off to Universal, which is why you see Ang Lee's Hulk film and the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton under the Universal banner, which is also why in the upcoming film Thor Ragnarok, the Hulk will appear, but we're not going to be getting a standalone Incredible Hulk movie. That's because Disney can't make it. Disney can make films about other characters that include the Hulk, but they can't make their own Hulk films. That is Universal. It's the same with Sony Pictures. They sold Spider-Man over to Sony Pictures. Everyone's always asking me, why isn't Spider-Man in the MCU? Why isn't Spider-Man in the Avengers? Where is he going to be? Is Spider-Man going to be in Civil War? Well, they sold Spider-Man off to Sony, and which is why we saw this trilogy, and then the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 didn't cross over with the Avengers or anything like that. But now, luckily, Spider-Man is home. Now that Sony went nearly bankrupt last year, they have entered in a special deal with Marvel Studios, so that way Sony will make Spider-Man movies, but it will be set in the MCU. And Marvel can make movies about other characters featuring Spider-Man similar to their Incredible Hulk deal, which is why we will be getting Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War. Now, another team that we won't be getting in Captain America Civil War is the X-Men. The X-Men, they belong to 20th Century Fox. That includes Wolverine, Professor Xavier, Cyclops, Deadpool, Colossus, Scott Summers, that is Cyclops. Even the Fantastic Four currently belong to Fox, 20th Century Fox, which is why you see all these posters where there's the cast of the X-Men and then the cast of Fantastic Four all in the same poster. That's because they wanted to cross over the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. But luckily for us, since the Fantastic Four was a disaster, we won't be seeing those god-awful characters anywhere near Bryan Singer's X-Men movies. You just keep doing what you're doing, Bryan Singer. You're not messing up a thing. So, and what else is there? What else is there? There is like I said, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Daredevil, Gambit, all under Fox. Spider-Man, under Sony, but Marvel can use Spider-Man. Incredible Hulk, underneath Universal, but Marvel can use Incredible Hulk. Now, why do I keep saying Marvel whenever I mean Walt Disney Pictures? Because Disney Pictures bought Marvel Studios back in 2012, I believe, 2011, pretty recently, in the last 3 or 4 years, that is, recently. So whenever I say Marvel Studios, Marvel proper, it's really Walt Disney Pictures. So our major 3 players in this whole studio game of superheroes is Walt Disney Pictures, 20th Century Fox, and Sony. And now some people don't understand this as well. They're always asking me, hey, when is Batman going to fight Spider-Man or something like that? Batman, the Justice League, Superman, all that, they belong to DC Comics. Luckily, DC Comics was not going bankrupt 20 years ago, so they didn't sell all their characters off to the various studios, which is why we get, luckily, Warner Brothers controlling everything. They control all the Justice League. They control all the Suicide Squad. They don't have to answer to nobody other than DC Comics. And I feel like even DC Comics, it's more so they're answering to Warner Brothers than vice versa. But so that is why you won't ever see the Justice League fight the Fantastic Four, fight the Avengers, fight the X-Men, because they're all with different studios. Let's reflect. Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, all those people belong to Marvel proper. Marvel proper is owned by Walt Disney Pictures. Spider-Man is with Sony And that includes the Sinister Six, all Spider-Man villains, everything there. So that's cool that now Sony and Marvel, Walt Disney Pictures, are in this agreement. So that way maybe we could see Norman Osborn become the Iron Patriot. It's very murky when you get into waters like that, because I don't know if you noticed in Iron Man 3, we see Iron Patriot, but it's not Norman Osborn. It's very weird like that. It's also why we have a specific Quicksilver in the X-Men universe and a specific Quicksilver in the Avengers universe, because some of these characters are so murky that it's really hard to tell who can cross over with who. But I think the inclusion of two different Quicksilvers really solidifies the fact that we ain't going to see the X-Men crossover with the Avengers. We're not going to get the X-Men versus Avengers movie. Sorry, guys. But anyways, that is my short little video, my little editorial about cinematic superheroes and what studios they lie with. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very just off the top of my head real quick. I don't know if you could tell. Probably so. Anyways, if you like more stuff like this from me rambling, just be sure to subscribe to the Film Fan Club on YouTube, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Film Fan Club, and you can follow me on the various social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, and Vimeo and whatnot, on @Samuel D. Carrico. So, hope to see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.